So this is my 55-gallon tank that I set up again. Now this tank has been out of commission for probably about a year or so, and I didn't do anything with it. When the fish started to die and the tank started to get sick and all that stuff, I just pretty much let it die. I turned the lights off. I didn't drain the water down. I just left it alone. I let it die. I took out whatever plants that I wanted to salvage, and whatever was left, I left, and I just left it alone. So it sat there, and the tank pretty much aged for a couple years. As the tank aged and the water aged, the soil that I have below there began to mellow. And what I mean by that is it releases the tannins in that water, and that was important for me to do, because if you put the soil in there too early, the tannins will start to come out of the water and cause pH fluctuations that aren't necessarily favorable to your plants. And that was one of the reasons why this tank was starting to fail, and the Walstad method wasn't necessarily working. It was requiring a lot more maintenance as far as water changes and things like that in order to maintain the plant life, because the soil and the bed below just wasn't seasoned long enough for it to be effective. I took it out of commission, and I also have another tank here, but I'm not going to go over that. That one's going to stay out of commission. I'm not going to do anything with that. Maybe turn it to a saltwater tank, but there's too much going on. I got too much going on. I can't do everything. It's a lot of work to do what you see here. Even though it's the Walstad method, it still takes a certain amount of attention and time, and have to study things, and I can't study everything. So I can only put so much time into it. So these two tanks is a handful as it is. So anyway, I got pretty much the same plants as you see in my previous video, except maybe a couple others that are different. There's a sword in the back. I don't remember what kind of a sword that is. It's not a Amazon sword. It's another type of sword. I don't remember what it is. But you can pretty much see everything's pretty much the same. I got to see some of the plants came up and stuff, so I got to get them back down. That's an Anubias that's floating around. Here's an Anubias here. Almost looks like a giant jellyfish. You can see how the roots come down like a banyan tree. Okay, very beautiful plant. They don't require a lot of light. You don't need a lot of light. In fact, I recommend lower light for these plants, because higher light tends to cause this algae growth, as you see on those leaves. So I'm not ready to pluck those leaves. I'm letting my suckers come in and do their work first, and we'll see if we need to pluck any of those off. But for now, the plant has to adjust, and it needs to find its own path, and then I'll come in down the road and I'll clip off all those yellow leaves later on. But right now it's got to adjust and find itself. I got plenty of driftwood in here. This driftwood is called, what is this particular variety of driftwood? There's a name for this driftwood. I can't remember the name. It's harvested in Bangladesh or somewhere in Asia. It's an Asian type of wood. It's commonly used in fish tanks and planted aquariums, mostly because the sucker fish actually suck on the wood and they get something out of it. So it's very important, if you have suckers, to have this type of driftwood. Here's the Java moss I was telling you about in the previous video that I didn't quite show you quite as well, but that's kind of how it grows. And when it really takes off, it looks totally cool. It just becomes like these spiked bush, like all kinds of stuff, and it takes a while for it to grow. But when you got sucker fish, you can see I got my pleco right there. I got a pleco right there. He sucks on all of that, and the problem with that is every time he does that, he's sucking up little pieces of my Java moss, and it can't establish. So don't know if that's going to work itself out. So, but I just recently planted this. This is about maybe 2 or 3 days old, something like that. And I didn't do anything with the soil below. It's got dirt on the bottom, and it's got like maybe an inch and a half of gravel up on top. All right. And here are my fishies. We got a tiger barb. We got some black neons. I forgot what that's called. And we also got a couple of lochies in here, but they're really well hidden. They really don't come out. I'm not going to put too many fish in it. I'm just going to leave it just like this, let it equilibrate. whatever fish live, whatever dies, dies. If they don't die, then maybe down the road I can add a couple more. But for now, this stays just like this. I don't want to add any more until it finds its own balance. Alright, and then up here, you can see is where I keep my plants for now that I'm rooting. And my fig cuttings, I stick them in the tank. Oh man, I got the Lucky Bamboo right there. That's a great nitrogen harvester plant. Harvests any excess nitrogens in the tank. I also have, what is this one called back here, that little one growing right there? See that? That's called, oh God, I can't remember all these names of these ridiculous. I forgot what that was called. There's a common name for it. There's a name for it. But that grows, that's a really good nitrogen harvester. That really controls your nitrates in your tank. And so I got some of that going. So, like I say, I'll give you an update on this tank in like a couple months once it starts to fill in and it grows, and we'll show you what it looks like after, you know, I get it going. I'm just kind of just giving you a view now as to what it would look like right now. Let me get the right angle here. That's what it looks like now, and we'll see what it looks like in a couple of months. Alright, so that's the 55 gallon. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.